Hi guys, welcome back to Sam's Life with a Husky. It's a little chilly outside. We're doing some work outside today. I'm sure this is going to come off at some point very soon because I'm going to be moving around and doing stuff. But I had someone say they wanted an update on the garden, and I just so happen to be tearing out the garden today. So let's just say the garden didn't do very good. So over here we had potatoes, and we had cucumbers, and we had melons. The melons did not come out good at all. We didn't harvest anything on the melons. The cucumbers, we had a really bad year for cucumbers, guys. Like, we probably got a quarter of the yield that we normally do for the same number of plants. I had them right here on this trellis right here. I did silver slicers and then regular cucumbers, and we didn't have cucumbers until August. We're normally swimming in cucumbers by like the first week of July. We had a very wet summer this year. My potatoes did okay. Not the greatest, but I still have a lot of clay. Like, we're still building the soil in this garden. We live in a clay area. It's very clay, and potatoes don't like hard ground. Like, they came out like all curved and weird. If I remember, I'll show you. I still have some. But they did not turn out very good. I did not end up putting anything in my green stalk. I ran out of time. I was super busy. My golden nugget cherry tomatoes, which were right here, those were so prolific that we stopped picking them. My parents got sick of them, and I don't like tomatoes. Remember how I said I was getting that tomato because I wanted to try it? Yeah, I still don't like tomatoes. Tomatoes taste like dirt. And I know that sounds weird, but they taste like dirt. So, not too good on those. My cherry tomato, which I had here, it did finally produce, but it really wasn't that good. Our bell peppers did all right. They're actually, I'm going to check them over before I pull them out. They're still holding fruit, but the fruit isn't very good anymore. And our beefsteak tomatoes, I did a super beefsteak and I did a regular beefsteak. Guys, we didn't get tomatoes until August. Like, they were green and on the vine, but they weren't ripening because we were getting so much rain and not enough heat and sun. So at least that's our prediction as to why we didn't get too many tomatoes. Most of our tomatoes ended up rotting before they actually ripened. Like, they were still half green and they were rotting on the vine because it was taking so long for them to ripen. So next year I have some plans to ratify that situation. We did good with jalapenos. Like, I'm actually going to harvest jalapenos before I pull them out of the ground because I can see there's a whole bunch over there. So I'm going to get a bucket and harvest those and probably can them within the next couple days. Or I might the other one, not pressure can, but water bath. We might water bath those because my stepdad likes them in vinegar. So because we put them in vinegar, I guess they don't have to be water or pressure canned. If we were to put them in water, which is what I would personally do, I would pressure can them. But currently we do not need to do that. So yeah, the garden really didn't do very good this year. And it wasn't just me. It was a bunch of people that I know. The gardens just did horribly because we had so much rain. Like, we legit only had to water our garden twice. We were getting so much rain, we couldn't even water the garden to fertilize it because it was just staying saturated. We did do pretty good when it comes to the weeds, though. Like, I haven't weeded this in over a month. So this black tarp actually worked this year. I am going to be pulling this up. A lot of the vegetation, like the fruit, I'm going to leave on the ground to compost and to help feed the worms because we want the worms to come up through the soil to do all their worm poopiness and fertilize the soil. Remember I did the Tangerine Dream mini sweet peppers. Those, they were prolific, but they weren't freaking ripening on the vine. Same thing with the tomatoes. By the time they were ripening, they were rotting and useless. So I stopped picking them, or trying to pick them, because it was just horrible. My basil, remember I did 3 kinds of basil. I was trying to do 4, but my holy basil refused to come up. My basil did very good this year. It's actually right here. It's died back. It's gotten pretty cold. The lemon is still doing pretty good. And then the sweet basil, it's still got some life to it, but I am just going to put it to the compost. I'm going to throw the extra dirt in there because, you know, it's going to go in the garden. It'll be fine. This right here, this mess that you see right here, and it's actually partially hidden by the wheelbarrow here. This was volunteer cherry tomatoes. And the funny part is, we stopped picking them because, again, these cherry tomatoes were prolific. I've been seeing squirrels coming by and picking them. Yeah, pretty funny. So I am tearing all of this out. We have a couple of days of no rain, and then we have rain again. So I'm tearing this all out. I want to get it prepped and ready to go. Anything that falls off the vines and out of the wheelbarrow, I'm just going to leave in the garden for natural composting and to feed the worms. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to throw you on a time lapse and let's just get this done because I need to make dinner. I have to start cooking dinner by 4. The grandma is coming. So yeah, let's get to it. Tearing apart the garden. Well, I probably should have done it in 2 loads, but that is all that. That bucket is filled with cherry tomatoes that were all on the ground right here. And I picked most of them up so the dogs don't roll in them, hopefully. So now I just gotta take that across the creek and put it in my compost pile. Well, my hair is a disaster. I tore the vines off of this. I didn't record it, but like, look, I have 2 surprise cucumbers that are still good. I'm actually very surprised. So these will go to the mother because, you know, of course I don't like cucumbers, but she loves them. So yeah. So if you guys don't know, I have woods behind my house. So when I tear things out of my garden, I don't throw it in the trash to go to the dump. I take it across there's a little drainage creek right there. I take it across over into the woods and I have a compost pile back there. It is a natural compost pile. And what I mean by that is I don't turn it. I don't do anything to it. I just throw all of the bad veggies or weeds. It all goes in that pile. And as opposed to taking up room in the dump, it goes back there and it gets given back to the earth. So in my opinion, that's better than going to the dump. My idea for the straw around the potatoes worked really well. I forgot to mention that to you guys. Oh my God, there's a snake in the garden. Okay. He's good for the garden. He's totally good for the garden, but he's freaking me out. Here, let me show him to you guys. Hold on. He's right there. right in the center of the screen. He's a little garden snake. There was a bigger one in the garden last year. He's probably here because of all the straw. But, buddy, you're freaking me out. If you don't know me, I don't like snakes. So the melons were down there. They did not do very well. You can see they're here. I was just walking in that garden too, so now I'm freaked out. There are the mini melons. They're supposed to be cantaloupes. Yeah, that didn't happen. So this is the second time we've tried it, and it's the same thing both times. So we might just have to try a different spot. But anyways, guys, I have finished clearing out the garden. I am going to throw away those tomato cages. I'm not using tomato cages anymore. I am going to listen to my fellow homesteaders and get cattle panels. I'm probably going to use the ones that are over there that I used for the cucumbers this year. And just do cucumbers on one of them. And then do tomatoes on the other one, because they're 2 8-footers, I do believe, 8-footer cattle panels. But as you can see, it is completely cleared out right here, and we have to replace our door. Our door rotted out this year. The door lasted 2 years. I'm surprised it lasted that long. It was legit made of pallets, so they don't last long. Tomorrow I will come out here and take out all of this black tarp, but it is 4 o'clock, which means it's time for me to go inside and cook dinner because Grandma is coming for dinner. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have watched my tear up the garden video, because it's fall and I had a nice day, so it was time to tear out the garden. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm pretty sure it's right there. I'm probably wrong, but I think it's right there. Like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you guys in that next video. Bye!